Hi there, this is Joe from ShopTo, and I'm joined by George.
Hello.
Hi, and we're going to talk about Battlefield 1 because it's out today, as you may know. So, why not? We may as well talk about it. It's a big
Yep.
game, so that's good. Uh, right, so let's start with the single player because I've played that. I've completed that, obviously. So, hopefully, you've seen our video, our Battlefield 1 War Stories review. If not, hopefully, you've read the review on shop2.net/news. Uh, but yeah, go there if you haven't read it and read all about it. Basically, the Battlefield it's actually the best Battlefield campaign ever, probably, to be honest, because the other ones have been no great shakes really.
Yeah.
They've never really been very good. In fact, I think I've barely got through any of them, to be honest.
Same here.
But I got through this one because it's just really well thought out. What I like about it is the way that they've actually said, look, this is a worldwide conflict, so let's try and tell the story from that perspective. Let's try and cover different areas of the world where stories, and that's exactly what they've done. So you'll take control of Italian. I think there are guys from New Zealand. There's also ones of Arabia. So you're all over the place. And they mix it up as well. So in the first mission, and I can't remember what it's called, in Mud and Muddy, something about mud, I can't remember. But yeah, through the mud and blood, that's what it's called, I think. Basically, in this one, you take control of a tank nicknamed Bess. And so you'll go through the whole mission. The idea is to get from one end of the battlefield right through. And as you go through, you're basically taking part against the enemy, and they'll come at you with tanks and anti-tank weapons and foot soldiers. So you're in this tank basically destroying everything, but at points you have to get out of the tank because at one point Bess breaks down, so you have to wander through this village looking for spark plugs and salvage them. And obviously you have to be quite sneaky, but at the same time you're also sort of going face to face against the enemy,
Mm.
nicking their guns and stuff. So that's really good. And then later on, it gets really foggy, and you need to get out of tank again, and you're sort of leading from the front, walking along, and it's following you. And then you get to these points where there's enemies, and you need to sort of sneak in their camp and take them out before they get to the weapons to destroy Bess. So you need to basically stop them from doing that. So that's a really good mission, actually. There's another one where you play as someone called Luca, who's an armoured Italian soldier, and his brother goes into battle, and he's basically the backup, and he's got this big thick armour on. So you go into battle, and people's trying to shoot you down, but they just can't touch you with this armour on. But later on, you kind of lose it in a spectacular fashion, and then it gets real interesting. You're up against sort of soldiers with flamethrowers and stuff as well, so that's quite good. Yeah, what else? Clyde Blackburn. This is a mission where you're a sort of American, what would you call him? American chancer.
Okay.
And he
Yeah,
gets
I heard
hold of
about that one.
this airplane, and he basically dogs fight through the skies. And as you go on, I mean, out of the airplane missions, I think that's brilliant. But as you go on nearer the end of the mission, it just gets crazy. So it does. It's so good. You're on like airplanes and stuff, and it's just mad. So it is. The other mission, the one I was talking about, the Australian guy, he's called Frederick Bishop, and basically the mission's known as the runner, and you're just kind of going from one end of the field to the other, basically trying to get information back and forward. But that one's interesting. That's probably the weakest of the lot, I would say. I wasn't really as keen on that one, but and then you've got the final story, which is Lawrence Arabia, and you play someone called Zara. And what's interesting here is that the enemy's all got all this technology and stuff, whereas you're quite sort of
Yeah.
underarmed. So
Is
you,
that the one with the train?
yeah, so you
Yeah.
basically need to use their weapons against them. So you can be quite sneaky, sneak up and kill them, and then basically nick their weapons off them. But yeah, it's actually, all in all, it's a good sort of mix of stories, I would say, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, the graphics
Mm.
are crazy good, and what I like about it is, or what I like about the thought of it, is that PlayStation Pro is going to have Battlefield 1 support, so you just can't imagine how much better it's going to look.
Oh God, I can't wait.
I'd love to try it in VR as well. I mean, I've got VR, obviously. I'd maybe try the cinematic mode just to see what it looks like. I mean, it's never going to look as good as playing it through your TV, but just having it all on full screen in front of your eyes could be quite cool, so I might give that a go. But yeah. I mean, as far as stories go, it's really good. I mean, it's really well worth playing. Probably about 5 hours to complete all in, so not hugely overstretched, but it's not bad at all. So I quite like it.
I mean, I've only played the first like introduction mission when you like load up the game and it takes you through those like 4 people, or I think it's 4, and they're in different scenarios and stuff because I'd focus on the multiplayer. But the campaign looks really, really good. And as it says, war stories, it seems like each scenario is meticulously thought out. It's very cinematic. It just feels like really, really good. You don't usually get that with first-person shooters. It's usually like, here's a mission, this is what you got to do, and you carry on through the whole thing as just this one story that's not very dramatic, to be honest. But it seems like with Battlefield 1, they've tried to make it as cinematic as it is, to like as it can be, to show what war was really like in, as you say, loads of different places. And I think that is something that hasn't been done before, and it is truly something to play as, and it was a great experience. I can't wait to get into that. I mean, I was blown away by just the introduction mission, if you saw my first play on it the other day. So I can't wait to play the rest of the campaign. That is right up there on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's well worth playing. Now I don't know much of multiplayer you've played. I mean, I've played a tiny bit, but I haven't really got into it mega yet because I've been concentrating on the story for a review. But you'll possibly know more about the multiplayer than me.
Yeah, I've put a few hours in, obviously balancing it between the Infinite Warfare beta as well, but that's not relevant. And the multiplayer, it feels like the beta, but obviously in the beta you only had one map, which kind of sucked, to be honest, because I don't like... One of the things I'm not too keen on is I understand it makes it a dynamic war, the like dynamic weather that will change during the battle, but the map we had in the beta had just a sandstorm, and that was so annoying because I couldn't see where I was going and everything like that. But that is a really, really good feature. It makes it really realistic, but I'm just not a fan of that kind of thing. But yeah, the multiplayer, you got your usual modes. You got Conquest, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Rush. You don't have Conquest Small, which was my favorite game mode, so I'm a little bit sad about that, but that's all right. I can play Conquest Large. And, it just feels like a Battlefield game. But obviously you've got the guns from way back when. And you just feel like the guns have got more character to them than the like Battlefield 4 weapons, where they're all just like modern snipers and assault rifles that are just like boring and all kind of the same. Whereas it feels like each gun, or a fair few of the guns in this game, have their own like unique traits, which is really, really nice, which you don't usually see in first-person shooters and stuff like that. But the multiplayer overall feels really, really nice. It feels like your typical Battlefield game. But coming from a Call of Duty perspective, I mean, I could hop straight in. Obviously, there's a few differences there, but it feels nice. It's very refreshing to have a first-person shooter set back in time instead of it being in the future or in the current times. It is nice to have that like change of pace almost, because everything's obviously slower and everything is less technologically advanced. And I think it's a real good experience, as we haven't had anything like that since like Call of Duty World at War from a COD perspective. So yeah, I think it's a real good multiplayer.
How do you feel about a lot of people saying it feels quite like Battlefront?
Oh, 100%. That was one of the first things I thought when I played the beta of Battlefield 1 was, this is like Battlefront, like just like the UI and stuff like that. It's just so similar. I'm not too fussed because I think Battlefront was a great game, so I'm not really too bothered about the similarities there. But I can see what people are saying about how similar it is. But as I said, I'm not fussed. I mean, they're both really good games.
I do think there are similarities. I think it's probably learned a lot from Battlefront. It's fair to say that, especially in terms of maybe the vehicles like the airplanes and stuff. I mean, although they're a lot slower, I think there's a lot learnt there in that area. But yeah, I mean, I think overall as a package, like I say, I've not played much of multiplayer, but so far, on first impressions of the multiplayer, I'd say overall as a package, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's a really good game, and but you wouldn't really expect anything less. Obviously, I'm just waiting for Battlefront 2, which is next year. So
that's going to be good.
That's what I'm excited about. And of course, the Battlefront VR missions, which is coming soon from DICE. So they've been busy, DICE, with Battlefront and Battlefield. So yeah, so next year's going to be good. But yeah, I mean, brilliant game. I mean, we kind of need to. I'm sure you'll have plenty of multiplayer videos coming up for Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
So
there should be some out already by the time this video is going up. Leave links in the description for everything if you want to check everything out. I'll have Joe's single player review, I have my multiplayer, and then we can have a few other Battlefield videos from before the game came out down there as well.
Yep, so keep checking the site. We'll have plenty more for you over the next few months, of course, with all the other games coming out. But yeah, for Battlefield, check our YouTube, check out our news site, and I guess that's it. Don't forget to order from ShopTo if you don't have it already, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for now.
Bye.
Bye.